Welcome. I'm a first year veterinary student. I'm here to talk to you about a very basic question you may have had. What exactly does a veterinarian do? Why would you need to call a veterinarian and ask them for their services? But actually, veterinarians do quite a bit more than that. Um, and actually, they do so much, in fact, and can do so much with their degrees that it would take too long to tell you about it, even if I was just to list them really as fast as I could. You would probably lose interest and not want to listen anymore. So, anyway, they do a lot more than besides just treating sick and injured animals. They actually help society by, trying to fight diseases and trying to help protect the health of people as well as animals. Um, there's such a thing called zoonotic diseases, and these diseases are capable of being transmitted from humans to animals and animals to humans. And this can create all sorts of complications and problems, as you could probably imagine. So veterinarians are actually crucial members of the health society that is working towards preventing diseases from spreading and working towards eradicating them or reducing them or as much as possible. So, anyways, there's also a lot of other ways that veterinarians directly influence the health of society and people as a whole. They can work as food safety inspectors, and that could be anything from going out to the farms and making sure that food animals are being raised in a manner that's as healthy as possible, and um, trying to keep herd health as good as possible. Uh, in addition to doing post slaughter checks to make sure that there's no contamination of meat. There's also a lot of things veterinarians do that you are probably more familiar with, such as spaying and neutering your pets or giving them vaccines and things like that. Oftentimes, those are things that only veterinarians are allowed to do. Basically, why should you bring your animal to the vet if your animal's healthy? Well, it kind of makes you may think that you only need to bring your animal in if they're sick, but if you've ever brought your animal in and it's been very sick before, I'm sure you have probably been faced with a large hospital bill, which unfortunately prevents a lot of people from being able to provide as much care as they would like to for their animals. So it's best to try to prevent them from being sick by making sure that they get their vaccinations that they need that are required in that area that you're specific to. So it never hurts to have a checkup with your veterinarian, make sure everything's working well with your animal, and that you don't have any problems with them because a lot of things, if caught early, can really make a huge difference in terms of the animal's quality of life and even overall length of life. If you have some kind of debilitating thing like a kidney disease or something starting and you catch that early on enough, chances are that there's greater chance that you can be successful in prolonging that animal's life through adequate treatment and careful monitoring of certain things. So, anyways, just it's very important to get in contact with your local veterinarian if you have any questions at all about animals. It never hurts to prevent some illness rather than try to cure it. There are certain times when not to delay calling your veterinarian for sure, especially with an emergency, like if you have a male cat and he's straining to urinate, for example. That's a life-threatening emergency, and you should contact your veterinarian right away. Basically, if you ever have any questions and you're concerned about your animal's health, you should just call an animal hospital or contact your veterinarian as soon as you can, because they are the ones who are going to know if it's an emergency situation or not and how soon your animal may need to be seen. And they will also know whether or not your animal's illness or their signs of their illness could pose some sort of threat to the health of you, your children, your loved ones, other members of the community, things like that. And this is kind of where veterinarians come into really helping out society as a whole, is they provide a valuable service in breaking kind of like that zoonotic link that we talked about that can be transmitted from humans to animals, because that is it can be a very devastating thing, some of these illnesses. uh, And some people may not want to go to the veterinarian. They may have had a bad experience with a veterinarian before, but remember, veterinarians are people too. You may not get along with everybody that you like or every single person you meet. Well, veterinarians are people as well. You can feel free to shop around for sure. Try to find a veterinarian you like because they are an invaluable resource to your life. In addition to improving or helping to maintain the quality of life for yourself and your animals and your loved uh, human friends as companions as well. And if you're worried about expenses, do expenses worry you? Some services can be costly, so shop around. See if some veterinarians will offer you some discounted services at reduced prices compared with other practices in the area. Some insurance companies actually will cover pets these days, so it never hurts to call your local veterinarian and ask about you know, pet insurance or things like that, so that if you are ever unfortunately faced with some kind of expensive surgery or thing like that for your animal, there's ways of managing to pay for it where you be able to afford the surgery at short notice. Keeping your animals healthy can keep you healthy and your loved ones healthy as well as your neighbors and improve the overall health of everyone involved. So, no matter what type of animal you have or live around your area, don't ever hesitate to ask your veterinarians any questions. And on that note, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me below or on this website, and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. Thank you very much for your time, and have a good day.